YouTube, it's so nice to see you again. Welcome to a bonus episode for the Sims 4 Not So Berry Challenge. Alright guys, I know I've been talking about this for a while, you should be expecting it, but today's bonus episode is the makeover for Oasis Springs. So I went through Oasis Springs similar to what I did with Willow Creek, and I gave a makeover to all the pre-existing families, households that are there. So we're starting out with Zest, good old Johnny Zest. I just feel, I know I talk about justice for Bob and Eliza a lot. Johnny Zest needs a little bit of justice too, mainly in the form of getting rid of that soul patch. So, no offense to you if you have a soul patch, but just a little key to me. So, I start things off with Johnny here. He's a young adult, he wants to be a comedian. I just, wanted to get him a little down to earth, yeah, you have, your little backstory with the, disowning, the land grabs, all that fun stuff, but, you just deserve better. I like going through and doing these makeovers because it also gives me an opportunity to, make myself more familiar with the catalog and create a sim. Because I feel like every time I go through, I'm like, wait, what's this? I've never seen that before. So many times here, you're going to see me, choose something that obviously I wouldn't pick. The costumes that come with Lovestruck, I just think they're so funny and they're so cute. So, every once in a while, I'll just, pop one on. You will see me use custom content a bit here. And as always, I do have my custom content tracker linked in all my video descriptions. So if you see something you like, you can always check out that tracker and go and find it and download it for yourself. You're welcome. Mainly it's for me too, I'm keeping my custom content organized in my files. I want to know what it is, so there's a picture, a name, and then the category of where it's stored in the game. That reminds me, I do need to go through and update some categories that things are listed in the catalog, because I have a lot of things that are listed as gloves that are actually accessories or different shirts or stuff, just kind of random, but then you can't see fingernails, and then it kind of ruins stuff, so mental note for me to do that here. Like I said, I've done this before with Willow Creek. We should have known Oasis Springs was coming. Kind of give you a recap of who the people are in Oasis Springs, in case you're not familiar. This is good old Johnny Zest. I believe next I move into the land grabs, if I'm not mistaken. Good old Nancy, Malcolm, and Jeffrey. Yep, here we are. Here's Malcolm. For Malcolm, I envisioned just a snooty little entitled, rich teen. I forget he's a teen all the time. He's a teen. I have no idea. So I was like, he would just be the snooty guy. I was like, do I want to make him a teenager, make him have long hair? I don't know. I kind of went back and forth. And I was like, is he going to have, colorful hair? No, I don't know. We do move on to Nancy Landgrab next. And I know I've, hinted at it before, but, she is not bestie. Nancy Landgrab, just a little bit of a nasty person. And I feel bad because, my headcanon is that, Jeffrey, just fell in love with the wrong person, but, sometimes we can't control that. So he's just there to try to make his wife happy and, build a family and be a good guy, and then Nancy's not. But I don't need to add any more people to my justice for list, but also justice for Jeffrey Landgrab. For being for real. While I'm working through Malcolm here, trying to make him just a shitty little teenager. After this, I do move into the Roomies household, and then I do finish with the Caliente Lothario household. So, I'll definitely chat more about the Caliente Lothario household situation when we get to them here. But for now, I just know that my headcanon with the land grabs is just that I hate Nancy. I just think she's just a nasty, nasty person. I don't know when this specific video is going to come out, but I do know in the Not So Berry Challenge gameplay, Minto does interact with Nancy the Landgrab in one of the upcoming episodes. I've already recorded it, and it was pre-makeover, obviously, so you might be watching this and then go back and see old Nancy. For the most part, when it came to Nancy, I know her, look is, the iconic, white and orange kind of situation, so I wanted to keep that. But, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of want to do Nancy Landgrab just, a little bit dirty, and, make her, a little bit, botched plastic surgery-ified, but, you're still not able to, fix everything and then kind of make it look like she doesn't know how to do her makeup. Like, it's just too excessive and aggressive, you know, a little intimidating. So I just changed her haircut a little bit. Like, I love bangs, but we're just gonna get rid of your bangs. Kind of like I said, similar, whatnot. I go back and forth here, actually, if I remember correctly, and if I wanted to keep it like that bright, kind of like burnt orange, or if I did want to actually kind of change it to be a little red, like kind of like bring in that color a little bit, but we do end up with just orange. Because once again, I still want these Sims to be like recognizable when you see them out in the game and whatnot, so I had to keep it pretty good, had to keep it pretty tight, you know what I mean? But yeah, Nancy, I just think you're just not a good person. I know, what are her traits? Materialistic, ambitious, and snob. Like, I'm pretty sure she's evil. Like, she should just be evil. Like, that's what I think she is in my head. She's an evil person. Like, maybe she's not that bad. Maybe I'm starting to feel a little guilty that I used to think, like, no, I think headcanon, she's the enemy. Bye. No. You're using Jeffrey. No. Ooh, I actually just downloaded this custom content not too long ago, so it was like really fun for me to like use it here and see it in action. Just again, find it in the custom content tracker. I think I've talked about it before, but like I kind of have like a process when I go through and I make over Sims. Sometimes I follow it, sometimes I don't. But the essential of it is I go through and I remove everything, like all accessories, makeup, clothing, full body accessories, etc., etc. So I like to start with like a blank canvas each time. So you're gonna see me do that process a few times here, obviously. Okay, like I know obviously if it was like a war between like the Goths and the Landgrabs, like I'm obviously gonna be on the Goth side. But what do you guys think? Like, I know I've talked about this before. Do you guys have these same headcanons that I do? And if you do or if you don't, let me know. But I want to know if all of the families in Willow Creek were to go head on head with all the families in Oasis Spring, like, who do you think would win? Because I mean, okay, Willow Creek's got the Goths, like they're powerful, you know, the Spencer Kim family, my boy Dennis, like they've got some diversity there. They got some mixed ages and whatnot. I think that, brings something exciting there. Then we've got the Pancakes. Is it just them? Am I missing one? No, I think that's just them, right? Pancakes, Bob and Eliza, and Newfound Blueberry, right? And then in Oasis Springs, it's the Landgrabs and Johnny Zest, Caliente and Lotharios, and Roomies. Like, I hate to say it, as much as I would want Willow Creek to win, I think Oasis Springs families would take the dub on that one, like, hands down. Oh, also my vision for Jeffrey Landgrab here is like, he's just a nice guy. He's just a nice guy. So I just give him like old white man clothes. Like kind of like reminiscent of like my own dad. Just, I do realize I gave Nancy a wedding ring through all of her outfits. I did not give Jeffrey a wedding ring. Not because I didn't want to. I just realized I forgot. And too lazy to go back and change it. Let's get real. So I'm not gonna do that. Out of Oasis Springs, the Sims that I think I'm least attached to, that I don't know that much about, is the Roomies household. And it's crazy because I know like Jay Huntington III or whatever his name is. I've had like a couple of my Sims marry him before. I think Zoe's like a total cutie. And then the other two, I can't even remember their names. One of them named Gavin. I have no idea. We'll see here momentarily, but I know. I feel like I need to put more respect on their name. I need to learn more about them. I need to get in there and get immersed in that lore, so to speak. I'm pretty sure they're like new to The Sims 4, correct? Like they're not in any other Sims games. Like they don't have any backing lore like the Landgrabs and the Caliente and Don Lothario have, right? So if you could confirm or deny, I would appreciate that very much. Even when I'm like going through all this stuff, I do use like the Sims wiki so much, so maybe I just need to spend some time. But speaking of Roomies, here we are with cutie little Zoe Patel. I don't know, for me, she just screams the oh my god, what's that kit name? I'm gonna use it like almost exclusively for her. Like she's pretty much all either custom content or the kit that just came out by A. Harris Brittany, one of my favorite custom content creators. So mainly, Zoe is just all A. Harris Brittany, or whatever you say her name, whatnot. My apologies if I'm doing it wrong, whatever. What is the pack called? It's a Sweet Allure. Woo! Sweet Allure kit. So we're going to use the Sweet Allure kit here a lot for her. It's just so cute. I just felt like it vibed with her so well. I think Zoe's so cute. Like, ugh, obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with everybody. We know this. But yeah, like I said, I need to learn more about them. I don't know. I remember one time, a long time ago, in one of my different saves, I did remodel their house. And it was, like, super dope. And I never, like, saved it to the library or anything like that. And if I ever wanted to go back and get that, I'm never gonna be able to recreate that. So, that's what I think of when I think of the Roomies families. Maybe that's why I'm just, neglecting them. I don't know. But, yeah, this is how it goes. With Zoe, I do test out. You will see we just passed up her formal outfit. I do come back to it. I downloaded some custom content bangs, just bang accessories. So, we could see here the main hairstyle I picked for her. She does have, a cute little, curtain bang. I could say curtain bang. But then, I don't want her to have those, little buns, little space buns when she's in, her formal wear. I just want her hair to be down. But then all the hairstyles that I felt were appropriate and matched it didn't have bangs. So it's what a perfect time to try this out. I think the hair color is off just, a smidge. Which, actually, funny story, guys. I, really wanted bangs. I still kind of do really want bangs, but I know I don't actually want bangs. I want the look of bangs, but I don't want to take care of bangs. Which I know, girls, you could so relate to this. So I, bought, clip-in bangs, and the listing online looked like this color blonde to match my money pieces. They came, and it was, such a golden honey sunshine color. Looked dumb as hell. So I returned those, and I'm still in the market for clip-in bangs that match my cool white blonde money pieces, but maybe I'll find one. I don't know. It's also kind of silly just to wear clip-in bangs. Who am I? Whatever. But good old Zoe, you're so cute. We're finishing up with her. This is me fighting with the color of the bang accessories here. At the end of the day, how often am I actually going to see Zoe in her formal wear, Probably not that often. What's his name? Can't even read it from Mitchell. Mitchell. Oh, I do, for some of them, for some of the Sims that I make over here, you'll probably notice, I do go through some of them and choose pronouns and sexual orientation preferences and romantic boundaries and stuff like that. For some of them, I don't. Just, do I feel strong enough calling to you? So, for me, for Mitchell, I was oh, this man, he is the coolest bear, if I may say. That's just my headcanon for him. Do I know what the real headcanon is? Not too sure. Not too sure. Headcanon. Do I know the real official EA Nexus canon for him in the Roomie story? No, I don't. But when I saw him, I was this is him. This is it. We're going to clean up that hairstyle. We're going to give you a man bun. And then we're just going to give you the bombiest outfit you've ever seen. Just like I said, I love going through here and finding new clothing options. And I'm just oh, I never get to use this. So I feel when I'm making over these families and whatnot, very realistically, I'm probably never going to play them. We're probably only going to see them out and about in the world when we're doing things with the Not So Very Challenge. So I'm why not dress them up a little? Why not use these fun things I never use? Now, Jay Huntington. If we're keeping up with the Not So Very Challenge with the heirs, we're thinking about doing it like a matriarchy kind of thing, where all the heirs are female for the Plumberry family. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. Well, we'll see. As generations come along. I know, the Ebony generation, I know who the heir is, but I guess you guys probably don't. So I almost spoiled something for you, but we'll see. But Jay Huntington is always a hunk that I said before, I've had my Sims marry, so I was let me just make sure that he's a handsome hot man. So I had a little fun with him. Give him a beard, you know what I mean? You're too fancy with your little sweater vest tied around your neck, nothing wrong with that, but get out of here. We're rewriting your headcanon just to be a hunk of a man. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure you're lovely. At this point, though, I have been contemplating. Like I just mentioned, like, I know what the Air of the Ebony challenge is because I have been batch recording episodes. If you didn't catch an update on one of my other episodes, I am going to be out of the country for almost, like, the entire month of July and a little bit into August. So I wanted to make sure to just batch record all this content for you guys so I don't have to, like, worry about editing or anything like that or, like, skipping videos. I want to keep things pretty consistent. Just for me, because it's a personal goal of mine, but, like, also, like, for YouTube analytics or whatever the heck that is. What's the point of my story? I'm just, like, trailing on and on. You guys are just listening to me yap, and it's not that fun, is it? Oh my god, what was the point of my story? Oh my god. Now I remember, yes, do I turn aging on? I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Dennis Kim and the Goths and the Pancakes eventually. I think they need to age out into adults and elders. Because at one point, like, in the challenge, like, it won't make sense to have a legacy challenge and have the generations and generations above them still be alive. Like, one day Minto is gonna have to die, and that is a tough pill to swallow, but I think it's gonna need to happen. But I don't think I'm gonna turn aging on until, oh god. So the whole point of the hybrid challenge I'm doing, so Ebony is the next generation, and they, their whole thing is they're gonna be a vampire, and then they're not gonna cure themselves of vampirism. Oh, sorry, okay, I got on a tangent here. Would you see this? We switched over to Calientes. Katrina needs to go bye-bye. I delete her. We don't want Katrina. Like, I makeover, hard tangent, gotta remember, I makeover Nina, Dina, and Dawn to match their Sims 2, like, selves as closely as I can. I had to, like, Google to find, like, all their outfits. Like, I know their iconic, like, everyday outfit, like, who doesn't, but I had to research that. So, hold on, I'll come back to the Calientes, but I just wanted to wrap up that prior conversation of just saying, like, I think I'm gonna turn aging on when Ebony generation is maybe a young adult or an adult. So Minto, well, no, because I want it to make sense. So maybe when they're a teenager, I'll turn it on. Well, no, because, like, whatever. Okay, whatever. Mental note for me. Who knows? Who knows? So when I move them out of the house, maybe I'll mark them as unplayed. Well, I don't know. When I'm finally done with Minto, who knows? Okay, I'm gonna stop. Whatever. Back to the Caliente Sisters and Don Lothario. So yes, I do delete Katrina because she doesn't need to be there. And I'm kind of still upset about the whole, like, we know their lineage in The Sims 2, like, there could be, like, some little alien in there a little bit, we don't really know. They also have, like, a really, like, diverse background, but then they're here in the game, and I'm like, who's Katrina? Who? Was she in Sims 3? I don't know. She's so out of place, I didn't want her. And all my saves, I delete her. No offense to Katrina, but, like, babe, no. Absolutely not. So, I do keep Dawn in the same household for now. Spoiler alert, but you will see a video on the channel here pretty soon where I do renovate the Caliente house and the house right next door to be the Lothario house. And so I build the Sims 2 houses for the Caliente Sisters and Don Lothario. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 150 Main Street and 170 Main Street or something like that. So they're neighbors and they have their Sims 2 houses, and that was just really fun. I actually just finished it like an hour ago and I had so much fun. It was also like really cringe because it's like, I remember being a child and being like, oh my gosh, the Caliente Sisters are so hot, their house is so fun, and I'm like, wow. No offense, but like that house was trash. No offense, no offense, no offense. But speaking of fashion, I saw a post like literally yesterday that was talking about the Caliente Sisters and their outfits in The Sims 2, and it was like, wow, they really were that 2000s bitch. And I'm like, yes, they were. Yes, they were. Specifically Dina, I think. Go through hairstyles here for Nina. I remember Nina would like walk down the street and like my Sims would like do like the attractive like wolf whistle as she like walked by, and I was like, why can't I make Sims that attractive? And I like would try to make Sims that look just like Nina, and like it would never work. I don't know. I was also like 11 trying to figure shit out. So Don. I low-key hate him a little. No, I don't hate him, but I hate the way he looks in The Sims 4 just a little tiny bit. But what am I gonna do? I can't make him look exactly like The Sims 2 Don Lothario. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there's way more detail in here, but I also struggle for like a hot minute to try and find him like a shirt that really matches. I feel really dumb. I find one eventually, but I scroll here for like minutes. I do, like I have cut out a lot of footage here. I obviously have this sped up for you guys. All in all, it took me about 3 hours to make over Oasis Springs. Does it take y'all that long? Because what the heck? 3 hours? Like, who am I? How long did it take me to do the Caliente and Don Lothario houses? Like 90 minutes. That crazy. Fully furnished. Fully decorated. Just a little spoiler. That'll be coming up for you. Probably in a month or something. Who knows? For Dawn, I could only remember that he had like the heart boxers for his sleepwear in The Sims 2. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Oh my gosh. Before and after times. Land grab family after. Right there for you. Boom. Johnny Zest. Let's get in that soul patch. Absolutely criminal. Straight to jail. Look at you go, boo. You're so much better. Roomies. Get that stupid little sweater off your shoulders. Look how cute they are. And the... Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. It says land grab. I'm not gonna change that. I'm gonna type over it. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this was a hot mess of a commentary. I'm gonna leave this one here. Thanks for tagging along. My apologies in advance. Okay, bye guys.